the problem. Understand that they're non-productive jobs. If we were all doing stuff that, producing stuff that we wanted and needed out there, we'd be working 2 hours a week. Okay, we'd be wondering what the hell we're going to do next. You'd be completely free. Your paradigm would be utterly, completely different from birth. Your reality, okay, your sense of security and freedom would be compounded manyfold, like it's written in the Bible. I have not seen nor ear heard what the Lord has in store for those that love him. So even me trying to convey this to people, I can't properly do it because there's so much more to it than I can understand myself, because my vision is clouded too. All of our vision is clouded, muddied and bloodied by evil people for millennia. Thousands of years this crap been going. They've been getting away with the same stuff. They're using the money to do it. They get us to live in fear. This is the only way they can extract their pseudo perverted, adulterated, tainted reverence from us. Okay, that's all it is. And it just makes everyone miserable. And that's what we got to stop. We got to put our foot down and say, no more of this. We're not taking it. Don't try to confuse me. I mean, this issue of sound money, I mean, come on, and strong dollar. Oh my God, I mean, we got a strong dollar? Come to California and start paying the rent in the city on an apartment, okay? And tell me your dollar is strong, your housing. No, okay, $5-10 a day in China, right, is good pay. We can't compete with that. Oh boy, you need to strengthen yours. Well, yeah, you need to strengthen it a lot, right? If we're going to have fair trade and China's going to be like America, okay, I mean, it's just absurd what people don't understand and what we need to understand. Supply and demand, free market, competition and all this. Risk is involved in capitalism. Okay, that's it. You fall or stand on your own merits. You don't wait for the government to bail you out. Okay, that's what they're doing, socializing the debt, privatizing the profits. And I get really exasperated because I don't hear enough people talking about this stuff, and we need to. We need to just be honest. It's about being honest. And then we're going to say, oh, we're going to blame the greedy, entitled minimum wage workers. I mean, good God. I mean, hey, if you're tired flipping burgers, then learn something else. Okay, it doesn't work that way. There's not jobs in every field out there that pays a living wage. And by a living wage, I mean enough to where you can afford to be a homeowner. Okay, and support a family like it used to be in America. Anybody on a minimum wage job could do that, okay? Comfortably, you could support your family. Your wife didn't even need to work. Everybody had dignity. And we've fallen so far, but we're going to blame the minimum wage workers. We're going to say, oh, they're going to cause inflation if we got to give them this raise, and they're going to lose their jobs. Now they're just cutting their own throats, shooting themselves in the foot, because now we're going to get machines and robots, automation to take their jobs. You see the madness? This is insane. Show me the social economic progress. Where's the beef? Okay, it doesn't exist. And this is what we've got to understand out there. Okay, everybody's got to get it and be empowered, and then empower other people just with simple understanding so they can hold their own in any economic discussion. Because you can get into mathematics. You can get into things like fiscal prudency. And when this guy, oh, he sounds so liberal, he must be a communist and all this shit. Hey, excuse my French, but listen, I get tired of it because I say, no, actually, I'm very conservative when it comes to taxes. I believe in low taxes and ever lowering. See, this is how you set yourself free, because taxes and the cost of living are the same thing. So how do you free yourself from that? Gradually lowering it. That's progress. That's how you spell progress. That creates a rising tide of prosperity across the board. Universal prosperity, universal freedom. This is what the establishmentarians fear the most. They hate that because these are non-productive piss ants. They don't do anything but make our lives miserable. Get it through your heads, everybody. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And yeah, if employers don't want to give cost of living adjustment when it's wholly justifiable in light of the fact that your cost of living keeps going up, and mathematically speaking, if you don't get an adjustment, okay, a commensurate adjustment, then there's no different mathematically speaking than getting a pay decrease. Am I making sense here? So let's just be honest. It's not about being really smart and intellectual, okay? It's about being honest, and people are afraid to be honest because their real or perceived self-interests are at stake. And so they just say, you know what? Screw it. I mean, I'm okay. My number's going up. I'm happy with my boss, so I'm going to say nice things about him and all this. And I understand. Your boss is your God. I get it. My God, thank you so much. I can pay my bills. I love you. You know how much I love you. I get it. I get it. Please, I understand. Everybody loves people that help them pay their bills. Everybody, this is it. Even the Bible, look, it says use worldly wealth to win friends for yourself. So, nobody's going to play stupid here. You know how many times I wish I was more accomplished? Sometimes I wish I was, screw it. I mean, I just wish I was a rich man and I was just, living the life of Riley out there. Okay, and then other times says, you know what? I'm glad. You know what? I'll prescribe to what Victor Hugo said. Prosperity makes monsters, adversity makes men. And say, you know what, if like Jesus said also, he says, the rich fear they will lose, the poor fear they will never have. So if I got to live in fear, what's the difference? Why bother? If I can see the end from the beginning, if I can see an extravagant lifestyle as defined by the world, worldly wealth, in terms of numbers, monetary money, and assets and all this crap, if I already know that's not going to bring me happiness because I value my conscience above all, okay? I just want to be free, and I want other people to be free. I want them to understand what that means. It means you've got to be financially free. If you're not financially free, you're not free. But it's the kind of thing we move together in concert as a whole, as a family, as a race, as a civilization. But we've been going the opposite way. We've been regressing, anti-progress what we have. With the wealth and income disparity ever growing, poverty ever increasing, it's harder and harder and harder. That's why I call it social Darwinian economics, because it's a mess, and it just keeps getting messier and messier and uglier. And we're not doing anything to confront it. And I hope to God Donald Trump is. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and understand this lag period. He can't do everything so quick. But when I talk about fiscal prudency and I tweet Donald Trump and I spell out, look, this Section 8 thing, man, this is a boondoggle of biblical proportions. It's an abject, utter failure. Okay? Well, you got to get rid of this program, man. You got to change it. Okay, and what you do is you just take, let's say you take 10%, the people that have been on the program the longest, okay? You start there. And then you say, okay, we're going to buy these people houses. Let's use a lottery system so it's 100% fair. No chance for impropriety, okay, and insider BS, okay, because we know that, not every social worker out there is on the up and up. They got the inside scoop and all this stuff on what's going on with the giveaway grant programs and all that, right? Okay, so we understand that. So we want to be on the up and up. We want this to be 100% fair. Do a lottery system. Buy people houses and let them pay the same amount they were paying for their rent, and don't foreclose on anybody. Fix the damn problems. Donald Trump, you said you were ashamed of homelessness in America. Dry it up, man. This is your chance. They're still dying out there. And remember, you claim to be a Christian. Well, remember what Jesus said. That's Jesus dying out on the street. Whatsoever you do or fail to do for the least of men, you do or fail to do for me. So I'm not just making up Bible passages. You can look all these up. Pick up your concordance, key a few lines into Google and see what comes up. But I know what I'm talking about in this regard. So what you get, you give an immediate tax reduction. Everybody applauds it. Everybody in that's thinking, except for guys like Rich Dad, Robert Cusack out there, who's always saying, oh, yeah, become a landlord, jump on the bandwagon, and this is how to get rich, because he's trying to appease his conscience. Okay, he's been taking a lot of money from the taxpayers. That's what creates that kind of wealth. It's these subsidies, because the rents wouldn't be nearly so high, and they wouldn't be able to extract these huge mortgages either. It would drive the cost of housing down if you had affordable housing and people weren't dying out on the streets as an incentive. Okay, to you keep paying your exorbitant rents and mortgages, or else you're going to be that guy dying out under the bridge. It might sound like I'm being hyperbolic or cynical or something, but no, I'm not. It's not unwarranted, even if I am being hyperbolic and cynical. I'm trying to make a point here. I'm trying to be logical. And the people running our lives are utterly, undeniably illogical, irrational. They're not basing their fiscal soundness on and their arguments on logic, reason, mathematics, nothing like that. Nothing. They got nothing. And that's what I'm telling you. I got something here. And it needs to go out. People just need to share it. One guy hears me. One guy. One guy hears what I'm saying, and he can convey it in his own words to his peers, everybody he meets, and so no, there's no hiding anymore, no room for dishonesty anymore. We got to drive it out of our hearts, because that's where it is. It's in our hearts. Have you ever noticed that you don't feel right in your heart? You feel weak and pitiable and pathetic in your heart, in your mind, because you're not being honest. You're harboring bad thoughts, and they come out in bad ways. Okay, because not everything I say edifies. Not everything I say is something wish I had said. Okay, but they come out because I too struggle. I'm just as human as everybody else. And I see a mess, and I've been watching this mess unfold for a long time, and I'm sick and tired of it. That's why I say I'm at my wit's end. I'm just tired of it. Okay, I've had it. I don't like to see my brothers and sisters dying out in the cold. I don't like to see evil flourishing in the land. Okay, and that's all I've had to see. I don't like to see this anywhere, not just in America, but anywhere in the world. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of people tolerating unnecessary human suffering of any kind. All these kleptocratic rulers all over the world, okay, the oligarchs out there, the dictators, they all make me sick, man. And I know it's all about money. It's all about this satanic power. And we've got to understand, this is something we got to get free from, man. We got to get off the junk, man. We got to get off money. And the only way I know of how to do it is through sound currency, is through freedom, through raising the worth of the currency. The opposite of debasing your currency. A ever-increasing strong dollar till we're done. $10 in your pocket is worth $10 billion. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares about money anymore. We're serving because we damn well want to. Do you understand? The only way we should be serving one another is to utilize the talents that God gave us. We'd be God-driven, love-driven, caring-driven. Okay? We want acceptance and approval from our fellow man. Okay? That's what'll drive us. Integrity, conscience, honor. When you realize the whole world was given you, that Golden Gate Bridge, that's as much yours as any other human on the face of the earth, because God made it. Okay? Because God made it, working through human beings. And we're all human beings. We all would have been happy to partake in building the Golden Gate Bridge, okay? Who wouldn't want to be? And it goes for any other monument of beauty and anything else, any accomplishments of humanity. All the technology, God did it. God did it because God created us with a brain and the wherewithal to do it. So understand, you were born rich. And if God had his way, when Jesus is ruling this world, it's going to be understood you're born rich. So tell me, if everybody is rich and there is an absolute, undeniable level playing field from birth, okay, then what use is money? There's absolutely none. It'd be just a way to get the one up on somebody else. And like I got this evil advantage over others. And it'd be some kind of allure. How could you allure anybody? It's like, no, everything is free now. I don't pay tolls when I cross the bridge. I don't need money for anything. All those sailboats parked out there, as long as you know how to drive one, hey, it's yours, man. The jet airplanes at the airport, you want to fly one, just so you know how. Okay, then go ahead and do it. Whatever you want, man. You want to jump on a ship, okay, and you want to sail to the Fiji Islands, whatever you want to do, man, any of us at any time, and we work together, okay? People, the engineers get together, and what they're thinking about is something different. They're saying, well, how can we build artificial reefs out here and increase the fish in the ocean, okay? How can we do that? How can we, and not hurt anything, not hurt the ecosystem, and the surfers get all the waves they want? I mean, that's the kind of stuff we could be doing if we get out from under the thumb of these evil people running roughshod over us. Yeah, folks, in an evil system, it's easy to be evil and hard to be holy. But we have to make a deliberate attempt to be holy people. And that has nothing to do with religion. That has to do with understanding your cosmic roots, that you are a creature made in the image and likeness of God, and you are a part of God by extension. We are each an expression of God, very individual, but very equal, very beloved and precious. And we need to, think of ourselves in that way and see others in that light. okay, that we are awesome creatures and we must love one another and care deeply about each other and understand that our welfare is inextricably interconnected with one another. This is how I cope. I mean, this is one of the ways I cope. I'm an egalitarian. I want the best for everybody. If I had my way, I love to tell people that. I mean, this helps me cope. That if I had my way, they'd be born rich. Okay, that's it. Free from money.